So for the survivors themselves, brain injury can have a direct impact on sexual arousal, feelings of desire, and the expression of arousal desire through bodily responses such as an erection or vaginal lubrication. And brain damage to the areas governing our sexual response, such as the hypothalamus and related areas, lead to a kind of change in the thermostat in our brain that governs, among other things, our sexual arousal and responses to sexual stimulation. So just feeling horny, feeling in the mood, and if those feelings are there, having the body respond in the way that it used to can be altered in so many different ways as a result of the sexual thermostat in our brain being damaged. If that's intact, there may be other challenges as a result of brain injury that compromise sexual difficulties, compromise sexual functioning. So physical difficulties post-injury, such as restricted mobility on one side of the body, or restricted sensation in the body, may mean that the positions that people may need to put themselves in or adopt when making love need to be different. For example, many stroke survivors who have loss of sensation or ability on one side of the body may need to move themselves on the other side of their body and find different positions with their sexual partners to make the act of lovemaking more enjoyable again. Fatigue is a huge aspect of life post-injury that can impact on emotions and thinking and deplete sexual arousal too. So having enough energy to do other things in life, such as returning to work or managing demands of family life as a survivor, can mean that there's no energy left for lovemaking or a sexual dimension of life. Other difficulties can be related to cognitive abilities. So difficulties in changing mental gears in mind, so switching from one set of thoughts or scenario to another, switching attention from one focus to another, can make it difficult to get in the mood and let arousal develop from, say, with a partner, watching TV to flirting, to getting in the mood, to making love. That can be really, really difficult to switch from, hold on, I thought we were watching TV, to, oh, we're doing something else now. And so spontaneous kind of development of an intimate moment can be really, really difficult. Communicating needs and wants can be affected in any aspect of life following brain injury, sort of aphasia, or communicating more subtle concepts through words, and that can impact on communication with a sexual partner about needs. And also picking up on the signals of other people, so those empathy related abilities to pick up on the emotional cues and the social cues of other people can mean that survivors can be on a different page to their sexual partners in terms of timing, how things develop. And emotionally, some research from Australia has shown that a huge impact of brain injury is the impact, and sexuality is the impact on low mood, depression, self-esteem. And if you're feeling in a very low and down place, people are not going to be in the mood to develop a vibrant sexual life. And conversely, if things don't work out sexually, people can end up feeling worse about themselves, and impacts on low mood and depression. So that can be a real difficulty. And then there are additional complications beyond the survivor themselves. So medication is often an indirect negative influence on libido and sexual arousal. particularly antidepressants and some of the anti-epilepsy, anticonvulsant medications, and some of the pain medications can have a dulling effect on libido and arousal. And many people think that it's the direct impact of the brain injury on sexual arousal and desire, but for many survivors it can be side effects of medication. So if you're worried about the changes in desire and arousal, it's worth speaking to your clinician and your general practitioner to see if there are any side effects of the medication that may be having a role to play as well. So that can all of these things can have an impact on a survivor's individual experience of desire and sexual arousal. But then a relationship with a sexual partner can lead to more complications, inevitably. The kind of emotional intimacy of a relationship or communication around a sexual needs from both partners can be a further source of complexity and confusion. And often couples can get into cycles where, because there are difficulties in the emotional aspect of a relationship, that'll lead to one partner pushing the other partner away when someone tries to initiate sexual contact, which can be emotionally rejecting and lead to further distancing in the relationship. And so those emotional needs aren't getting resolved or met. And so sexual disconnection is a byproduct of the emotional difficulties in the relationship. And from my experience supporting couples after brain injury, a more mechanistic psychosexual approach to supporting sex will be of limited value for couples if the emotional disconnection and sense of rejection or abandonment in partners is not addressed first. So in that sense, do check out my other videos on the impact of brain injury on couples and families, and the impact of brain injury on the rehabilitation of love in neurorehabilitation services.